In exercise 6.3.6, we are asked to show for which alpha this initial vector 5 over 12 and 7 over 12 is the steady state distribution of a transition matrix P, where alpha is in the first row of P. The key takeaway of this exercise is to note and realize that the steady state distribution is an eigenvector for the transition matrix. The key solving ingredient is use linear algebra. Now, we start by, so how do we answer this question? We have to know what a steady state distribution is. So recall that a steady state distribution satisfies, so the name says it's a steady state. So it must not change its distribution over time. So after transitioning, it should remain in its own state. That's why it's called steady state. So it satisfies L for the vector. L is equal to L times P. So we'll notice that this is actually what you have seen in linear algebra, where it's the eigenvector, and specifically the left eigenvector, and with parameter 1. So this is 1 times, so eigenvalue is 1 and the eigenvector is L. So you could answer the question, or you could frame the question as being, what are the eigenvectors of P with eigenvalue 1? Now to find this, we write down what we have. So we start with L, and notice that this is a probability distribution for two states because they add up to 1. We multiply this by P, so it's alpha 1 minus alpha 1/2 1/2. And we have to set this equal to, well, again L, right? Because it has to be an eigenvector. So this gives us, let's see, this gives us two equations actually. So it's 5, let me write it like this, alpha times 5 over 12 plus 1 minus alpha times 7. So so let me just write it down, 7 over 12, and it should be equal to 5 over 12. And then we also have that this is for the second equation, this is 1 minus alpha over 5 over 12 plus alpha times 7 over, sorry. This is 7 12 times 1/2, and same thing here. It's 5 7 12 times 1/2. Excuse me. Yes. And from these equations, well, we can solve one of them because we have two equations and one unknown. So let's pick the favorite one. Let's pick the first one, right? So we take this one. So let's start by multiplying everything by 12. So we get alpha times 5 plus 7 over 2 is equal to 5. And then we get alpha times 5 is equal to 7 over 2, so that's 3.5. So this is 3 over 2. And then we divide by 5, so it's 3 over 10, so it's 3/10. This is the answer. So for which alpha is this a steady? Is this specific vector a steady state? That's only if alpha is equal to 3/10.